So much has happened in my life that it's fucking insane, but I'll keep it nice and simple. Here's a recent small little blurb. So, I was running this event, and I told somebody, because it's like it was a performing arts show, and I specifically give out candy at this event to, warm the crowd up. I have autism. Socializing doesn't come easy for me, and I also know that at any event I've gone to where there's like free pizza, free food, free candy, I will always show up. Even if the candy sucks, just because there's free fucking snacks. Trust me, there's a few open mics I've been to where I fucking hate going there, but they usually were like, oh, hey, you know what? Free gourmet donuts, so you know what? It's like if I wasn't doing shit but staring at the wall, like watching paint flake off anyway, I could watch a shitty performance and enjoy some fucking delicious custard-filled cinnamon roll cronuts, you know what I mean? With the butter glaze? Ooh! So I talked online. I said, hey, whoever can get me, like, the candy for this, like, variety show, specifically Kit Kats or Hershey Gold Nugs, then you can get top spot, like, the opening bullet slot for the huge crowd that's gonna be there. And this bitch pops up and she's like, I can do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Nola, you can go ahead and do it. Awesome. And if you get 2 backs, then you get 7 minutes instead of 4 to perform. And then, like, leading up to it, they were already kind of being weird with communication, but they basically were like, oh, like, a friend of theirs was like, I'll be riding with them, and we're gonna show up at, like, 6:30. You want to know what happened? I was there at 6:30, and they weren't. And it's like, okay, 6:30 is when signups happen. It's when, like, people start gathering. It's when the crowd starts getting settled. And I was already having a terrible fucking day. Like, terrible. I mean, to put it simply, I almost died from taking Benadryl, and I'm not even exaggerating. I fully expected to die on the fucking floor because I was paralyzed on the floor for, like, fucking at the very least 5 hours, with my heart throbbing in my ears, eyes rolling back in my head, unable to move, unable to think, couldn't drink water, couldn't do shit. I fully felt like I was gonna go to hell where I belong, or heaven, or reincarnation, or just nothing. Who knows? I'm open minded to what's out there. I think I'm gonna go to heaven, if there is one. Surprisingly, I'd go to heaven. Like, I would make it by this much, I'd go to heaven. They'd be like, you were close, bitch. But simply put, anyway, I was in a terrible mood that day, and I was already kind of getting agitated. But the way my temper is that usually, if I'm waiting for a really exhaustingly long time for something, my attitude around it goes away the second it gets resolved. Because I'm just a forgiving person like that. I don't have that much hatred in my heart. Like, if someone fucks up my food order, it's like, if they're sorry about it, okay, I forgive you. Shit happens, you know? I remember recently at the register at the local fucking mini mart, I had to keep going back and forth with this dude, back and forth, because he didn't give me back my proper change until he was like, oh shit, right, I was supposed to give you $1 back. Shit, my bad. And I said, shit happens. And he smiled and we let it go. Even though I know, like, I could have acted an ass, but instead I was like, whatever, man. You knew your mistake. Let's move on. Like, shit happens. I got better things to focus on. Because life's too blessed to be stressed. Amen. Ouch. And believe it or not, before anyone can say, oh, Tamita, you've changed so much. You've grown as a person. I have always been this way. I just keep going through obscene amounts of stress. So it's not me really growing as a person. It's me just revisiting parts of myself that existed before huge amounts of trauma. But whatever. Also, I snapped on my forehead, so my forehead hurts. Ouchie. But as I was saying, so picture me at this event, and it's like, okay, this lady said she was going to be here at 6:30, and she's still not here. The event starts at 7. That's when people are supposed to show up and go up and perform. Now, like, time kept ticking on. 6:35, still no answer. 6:42, still no answer. Eventually, a friend shows up and is like, oh yeah, I heard that she got on the wrong street, so she'll be here any second. Like, I heard she went the opposite way on accident. I thought, hey, that's bad luck, but whatever. It's 6:50, still not here, and it's like, okay, it's not that fucking far from each other. What the hell like, what's going on? And then eventually, you want to know what happens? She shows up basically at 7 o'clock, like just 6:58. And then I remember I saw her, I was like, Nola! Oh, hey, Nola, hey! And she ignores me. She tries to just walk past me and slams down the candy on my table. I look down at the candy. You want to know what this bitch bought? Saltwater taffy and peach rings. Shitty dollar store type candy. And then I'm like, oh, hey, Nola, hey, Nola. And this bitch just keeps trying to pretend like she doesn't hear me, walking as if, and just standing around like 2-3 feet away, as if she, like, purposely trying to ignore me. purposely acting like she doesn't hear me to avoid an inevitable confrontation about it. Not even like I was gonna ride her ass, but simply put, it's like I made it very clear: Kit Kats or Hershey Golds. I just asked her, "Hey, what happened to the Kit Kats and Hershey Golds for the candy I mentioned?" And she was like, "You didn't specify," and then walks off with an attitude. And then I get him, and then simply put, that's when I got really pissed off, and I had to take a fucking breather because the show was supposed to start any second, but this bitch was pissing me the fuck off, and I had to reach out to multiple friends of mine who are producers, and I was like, the deal was she gets the bullet slot. What should I do? Like, cause she didn't uphold her end of the deal. She still brought candy, but she has a fuck ass attitude, and she also didn't uphold the deal correctly. I feel like she shouldn't get that fucking slot. But either way, I feel like I'm about to throw a fucking chair through a window. I feel like screaming at that bitch and telling her to get the fuck out. But you know what? They simmered me down. I was like, she can keep her fucking slot, but I'm gonna have some words with her after. Not even negative words, and or at first I thought negative words, but you know, she had an attitude with my host to the event too, and that's when I really didn't like it, because like, you are not gonna get mad at my old man friend who doesn't do shit wrong to anybody. That's not what we were gonna fucking do. Because it's like, you can have an attitude with me, not with my old buddy who has, like, he's sweet to everyone, he's nice to everyone, he's an asset to the community. You are not going to disrespect him. So what happens is, she goes up, she performs, she doesn't even utilize the full 7 minutes. It's like she's barely up there for even 4. Her set's okay though. Is it great? No. Is it good? She has her solid moments, but she still leaves early, and it just whatever. And then when she eventually leaves, I forgot to mention, she brought this hot mess express who we can call Eli, because that's their fucking name. Stupid ass. Eli came in on multiple types of bullshit, trying to like bump people's position in the list. To explain the list, it's like performers sign up to figure out like which order they're gonna be in the list themselves. That's how it works for the variety show. And then this motherfucker comes in, did not pre-sign a slot in advance online like you easily can do. They didn't bother to show up on time early in person, and they were the reason Nola were late, because I think they were the one driving the car. But who fucking knows? And I think they do crack, but what can I prove? And I remember the specific way that they were like, "Oh, is it possible that since I came with Nola, like, I can be, like, I drove Nola, so can I get, like, a bullet slot too?" And I said, "Sorry, all the slots are pre-signed. The closest slot we can give you is slot number 10. And then they're like, "You can't just bump me? Like, you can't just squeeze me in there?" And it's like, I know I'm a new producer, but I thought to myself, no, that wouldn't be fair to anyone else. And I was like, no, slots are pre-signed. There's nothing we can do. You want to know what they do? They go around to any fucking white twink they think they can find on the list, and they try to bully them out of their slot. And I have to intervene. And they're flaring up my attitude more, because it's like, you will not go up to, like, no. And I had to talk to these twinks. I was like, Corey, don't give up your spot. Ben, don't give up your spot. Because, you know, Eli would be like, yeah, come on, like, you could just take my slot instead. Eli didn't have a fucking slot. So then I'd have to be like, no, Ben, Corey, think about it. You're slot number 2. If you swapped with her, you'd have to wait all the way till number 10. And you were up nice and early at 8 a.m. You pre-saved your slot. You did everything right. You should keep your slot. Plus, there's a huge audience here. Do you really want to wait to be on, like, at number 10 to see if there's still an audience while you still have a good set? And so I made sure they kept their slot, because it's like, you are not going to act an ass. And then they kept doing other shit. Like, later on, unprovoked, they tried to be like, oh, hey, so I bought the candy, actually. So, is it possible that I can get 7 minutes too, just like Nola did? I was like, that deal was only for Nola, and it's not even the right type of candy. Plus, you were not even involved in the deal, like, whatsoever. You should have said something earlier. But if you really want, I guess, can you provide a receipt? And they were like, hell yeah, I can provide a receipt. You think I'm gonna lie over some fucking candy? Yes, bitch. I think you would. And also, then they complained. I would just, after their shitty ass attitude, because they also had done dumb shit, like, as performers were going up, they walked up to where I was sitting, and they blocked the fucking spotlight with their tall, gangly ass body, and their fucking maximalist ass fashion, their heavy ass backpack, and their receipt in their hand, and hella bullshit. And they blocked the fucking, like, they were blocking the spotlight and the performer. And I was like, move, get down, you're blocking them. And they were not moving, as they were just dangling a receipt my way, like, here, look at my receipt. And it's like, oh, you fucking, And I looked at the receipt, and I thought to myself, you know what, no. Because I thought to myself, you're doing too damn much. And also, I had a theory that Like, let's just say it seemed like earlier in the evening they were mad about having to take slot number 10. So they, like, I wrote their name in slot number 10. Like, and then they crossed it out with the pen, rewrote their exact same name with maybe like three more words. Like a stupid ass name. Like, bitch, just leave it at Eli and your fucking last name. Come on now. And then I thought they stole the pen. I don't. Later on, it was revealed that they didn't, but in the moment, it seemed like some shit they do. I feel kind of bad thinking they stole it, but whatever. Let's just say they were on some fuck shit. And the specific way that they were acting, where it's like you're blocking the performers, you're harassing the performers, and you're being an ass. Plus, for context, I had seen them perform at an open mic a week before. They were only given 4 minutes. They ran the light for 12, and it was the worst 12 minutes of my life. I almost fucking repaid the guy who got me the gig to DJ that event the fucking money and left because it was so fucking unbearable. It was just like, imagine if a crackhead had a Vine account. And imagine if every 7-second Vine that wasn't remotely funny and was just a random intrusive thought or random perverted comment or just random schizophrenic just way of being was just formulated multiple times over to fit into 12 minutes with a bunch of empty silences and snarky comments. And that's what their set was a week ago. So I really didn't want to see them go up for 7 minutes straight when we had a good audience tonight. And they seemed salty about it. And I remember the specific way that they stole their candy back after they performed. And it's like, whatever, bitch. It's just, I don't think I'm going to not tell you to show up. Because fuck you. And I remember when they did go up to perform, this bitch who had such an attitude my way over not getting a full 7 minutes to perform, over a deal that they entirely botched and they weren't even a part of, like, regardless. The specific way that this motherfucker... I'll put it this way. If you don't even have an act for 4 minutes, why the fuck would I give you 7? They didn't do shit. They pulled out a doll from, like, the crotch of their pants and just said, their name is Dahlia, she's serving cunt, and then just did a little spiel on that. No real punchlines, just hyping up a random doll they had. And then they said one shady comment my way or something about like, oh, and there's Tam in the audience, throw a few dollar bills, she might make some shake, or whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. Fuck you, Eli. Suck my cock. And then they left the stage, and they also took their fuck-ass candy while making a big show out of it, and they replaced it with some random loose gummy bears. It's like, okay, bitch. Like, it was so... I also forgot to mention, Eli on the mic did just random speeches about professionalism and how some people are just so unprofessional. And then they made it a cue to talk about how I allegedly was unprofessional. Very, very amusing because they were the reason the hell shit went wrong. Anyway, fuck Eli. And I probably still have to go out of my way to be like, I would prefer you... Like, I'm debating on a warning or just a full-on do not come back. All I know is mess. Anyway, if you're wondering how, as the evening went on, everything still went great. The crowd was great, audience was great, people still loved the candy, everything went fine. And my temper simmered down once Eli left, and then, of course, I thought to myself, maybe Nola was in a bad mood. The person who was originally pissing me off because of Eli. And maybe someone else pissed her off aside. Like, I just want to know. So I contacted Nola. I was like, hey, did someone upset you? Either at the mic or before you got there, and she still was hyper fucking aggressive and just on some bullshit. Bullshit. Like, what the fuck? And she just was like, oh, well, yeah, some shit happened, but I don't want to talk about it. Someone annoyed me beforehand, but I don't want to talk about it. But either way, I just feel like you were very ungrateful about the candy that I bought, regardless of if it was correct or not, and I don't remember you specifying. And then just went off on that. And then simply put, I sent a screenshot of the exact message where I said Hershey Golds or Kit Kats, and I specify. And then I said, you can be rude to me all you want, but you cannot be rude to my host. He is a friendly old man who has not done anything to you, and he is an asset. Aside from that, your outfit was cute, your attitude was not. Now, I understand you were probably upset. People had probably upset you earlier in the day. I'm sorry to hear about it. And then on top of that, I'm sure Eli B was annoying as fuck, considering they annoyed me tonight, and they stole the candy they allegedly bought. But still hold it together, because I was having a very rough day too, and I was still holding it together. Like, mind you, for context, I almost fucking died before I ran this goddamn event, and I still showed up and was trying to make it a good event for everybody, and I succeeded, because I don't take out my anger on people unnecessarily, or at least I try not to, my best. I try my best not to. I fucking try my best, even though I'm sure I'm even gonna do it later tonight. knowing me. But still, it's like, try your best. And I was like, I'm sorry that someone upset you, and you're still welcome to come back to the mic. The candy deal is obviously off the table for future reference, but I would hope you can still come to perform again and shine and be your best self. And then they just wanted to be all, ooh, I feel like you are very rude and unempathetic, and I don't like your tone. Please leave me alone. And then I went off on her. And then then I found out that at the exact same time, she sent me a snarky message. She somehow had the sanity to reach out to my buddy, the host, and apologize to him. And it's like, oh, okay, so, and then she revealed to him some shit like, oh, I got hit with a restraining order before I came to the mic. Even my buddy, the host, he contacted me. He was like, I kind of get the feeling she was lying about that, because she's been talking about, like, receiving a restraining order all month. It seems kind of like, and now she's saying she suddenly gets it right before she comes to the mic. I don't know about that. Either way, I went off on her very publicly, and I was like, bitch, you're the one who was going psycho, kicking down doors and punching bitches in the face. What you do in your own personal time should not affect others, but why am I shocked that the same person with as much anger and temperament and lack of accountability as you, who wants to switch up and act like the victim, why am I not shocked that you're acting in the way that you are? You know what I mean? And I was so pissed, bitch. Like, really pissed. Like, let me just tell you. So fucking lame, these bitches. Oh, and I just went off. I was like, you are not welcome to this mic. You can enjoy being over 50 feet away from this fucking space, because fuck you. You ruined your chance with your behavior. Because it's like, it could have just been a simple, hey, I'm sorry, we went on the, like, she could have just texted me, running late, I'm sorry, we'll be there in 20. Or she could have let me know, like, hey, like, she had several days to tell me that she didn't get me the right Kit Kats or the Hershey Golds, or whatever, or that she would, like, come on now. And I wouldn't have even been that mad if she seemed any sort of apologetic, but instead she tried to gaslight me and say, you didn't specify, and then storm off with a fucking attitude when I gently asked. And that's, how do I put this? I hate when people do that. Because I'll put it this way, my mother was that same fucking way, and I remember that's the reason I haven't seen her in almost 5 years, because she's a stupid fucking cunt. I've had exes who are that way. Do you know how many people I meet where it's just, they're so goddamn pathetic? Where they just are like they have these walls up, and then they'll recognize they made a mistake, and then instead of being like, oh, okay, I'm going to apologize and say I'm sorry and then hope that it works out, I would have been like, oh, it's okay, I understand, you know what, we can still make this work, we can do the best with it. I would have appreciated vulnerability, not gaslighting, not like anger toward, like, I had more reason to be angry at her. It's like, bitch, you showed up 30 minutes late with the wrong shit and you started disrespecting the people on my team. Fuck you. I had more, like, and then you had no reason to be mad at me, because, bitch, you're acting like I'm the one who gave you a restraining order. I'm just the one who asked, oh, hey, did something happen for the Kit Kats and the Golds that we mentioned? It's like, come on now. I just am so tired of dealing with people in my lifetime where no matter how hard I try to smile and communicate and all that, these bitches just want to throw tantrums off the bat because they think I'm going to give them a whooping. It's like, bitch, I'm not your fucking mommy. I'm not going to give you a whooping. I'm not going to punish you. You're not in trouble. You're, like, be normal. Be fucking normal. Just, I don't know. So, and, ugh. Some people just don't take any fucking accountability for their actions in the fucking slightest. But I will say this, the event still went perfect otherwise. People still, like, because I'll put it this way. You can control what you can control, and you can decide to make certain things molehills or not. In that moment, I remember I specifically was like, you know what? I'll let her keep the slot. Like, I let her keep the slot. I didn't punish her or give her attitude or anything otherwise. She was greeted and treated warmly when she was there. She was the one acting up. So, but it just was so ridiculous, because it's like, I really try. And it just sucks when I meet people who go out of their way to start shit. It's like, come on now. They have like a victim mindset and no real whatever. Anyway, maybe one day I'll get lucky enough to stop meeting people who act like my fucking mother and have intense rejection sensitive dysphoria and will have the I need to bite her before she bites me subconscious mindset of defense. That's what they always have. They think I need to attack her first. So that then it will hurt like they like kind of like how some people will like I've met people like that. They want to pre-punish you in case you hurt them for like consequences that they did. It's a confusing math problem and none of it makes sense, but I understand it, but it's still like, okay, how about this? How about we act like fucking mature adults? But that would be expecting too much out of people, wouldn't it? I'm trying to keep my momentum up to have faith in others, but I swear to God, these niggas test me, dog. That's all I gotta say for now. I'm gonna go eat a Spider-Man popsicle and hope I can cheer myself up. Peace out.